Hello everyone, thank you for joining this first webinar in our series about Plesk on Alibaba Cloud. My name is Ivan Butorin, I'm the Manager of Education at Plesk, and today I'm going to show you how you can get started your web hosting on Alibaba Cloud with Plesk. During this session, we're going to take a look at what is Plesk and how it can improve your life. I'm going to show you how you can deploy a Plesk server on Alibaba Cloud infrastructure, and later on I will be answering your questions which you might have during this presentation. So, with the introduction out of the way, let me introduce you all to Plesk. Plesk is a highly popular WebOps and hosting management platform for web agencies, web developers, IT administrators, and service providers. We came a long way since we started as a basic control panel in the year 2000 and have been constantly improving our product to simplify the lives of web professionals. Today, 50% of the top 100 service providers worldwide are selling Plesk. Plesk runs on 380,000 servers, and this number continues growing every day. Plesk is a platform of choice for more than 250,000 web professionals, and 11 million websites are hosted on Plesk servers. Plesk Core is a modern control panel with a lightweight footprint. It has a web-based, intuitive user interface and rock-solid security. It's also highly modular. You can choose to install only what you want, only what you need, and skip all the components that you don't require for your day-to-day operations. Plesk is simple to install and upgrade, and it provides full set of features for server and hosting management, which lets you carry out all the day-to-day operations you need to run and maintain your websites. Whether you are a web developer, content manager, IT administrator, digital agency, or an infrastructure provider, you will have everything you need to run your website infrastructure and business from one simple and secure platform. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. All the cool features are available as extensions in the integrated Plesk extension catalog. More than 100 extensions in multiple categories are waiting to get your job done. Build and edit a website, assist in the web development, enhance security, improve performance, help with service monitoring, backup, and more. Anyone can use Plesk's lightweight core with its basic control panel functions and then put powerful extensions on top of it to create tailored solutions you or your customers want and need. Also, Plesk Extensions SDK is open to anyone to create a new extension. You can become a part of an integrated extension catalog and reach out to millions of current and future Plesk users and resellers. Let's take a look at several scenarios where Plesk can help you save time, increase your productivity, and make your life just a little bit better. Let's say you are a web developer. You need a secure, multi-language, ready-to-code environment with Git and Docker integration. You want to focus on coding and increasing your productivity without wasting time on infrastructure management or security of your server. Plesk can help here. It comes with rock-solid security and simple infrastructure management that takes out the hassle of managing the server out of your hands, and you can have more time spent on coding. Plesk comes with multiple PHP versions available for installation right through the Plesk web interface. Free extensions for Docker and Git integration are available through the Plesk extension catalog, as well as support for multiple programming languages, namely Ruby and Node.js. And if you are using WordPress as the basis of your projects, then our top extension, WordPress Toolkit, will be an invaluable tool for you. If you are a part of the web agency, you need simple yet powerful tools to manage multiple WordPress and Joomla projects at the same time, while also having secure web hosting to host those websites for your customers. You want to focus on your job instead of managing infrastructure or security of your servers. And you might not even have a WebOps or IT guy on your staff, especially if you're a freelancer or a small agency. Also, delegating work to subcontractors in a secure manner is very important. Plesk can help here too. Plesk's built-in user and role management allows web agencies to delegate access without compromising security. Plesk comes with rock-solid security and simple infrastructure management, which can be mastered by anyone, and it's mostly automated anyway. Plesk Core also has Nginx caching built in. It makes your websites faster and you can have more of them on the same server, which saves you money. WordPress Toolkit and Joomla Toolkit extensions handle all the routine of managing your websites: deployment, security, cloning, syncing, and so on. SEO Toolkit extension helps you improving websites' SEO, search engine optimization, and track search engine ranking of your websites. And of course, you will need to protect your websites with SSL certificates, either with free Let's Encrypt certificate or more advanced extended validation or organization validated certificates by Symantec. We have extensions for both of those in the Plesk extension catalog. If you are an IT administrator, you are always short on time. You need to do more with less, using a simple web-based tool to manage your corporate website, your mail server, and have automatic security updates and backups. You also want business-level email and secure collaboration tools for your organization. Plesk can help you here. Plesk security features can be enabled and configured with just a couple of clicks. Optional security components like fail-to-ban intrusion detection system, mod security web application firewall, and Plesk firewall can be installed and managed with ease. Built-in Plesk backups are good, but more powerful solutions like Acronis Backup are available from the extension catalog. And of course, we have Plesk Premium Mail extension, which provides secure, business-class email and collaboration tools for your organization. So, how can you start exploring Plesk? Plesk is available on Alibaba Cloud. Plesk images are available in the marketplace and they are based on CentOS 7 and Ubuntu 16.04 operating systems. The minimum requirements for a Plesk server is to have 1 GB of RAM and 10 GB of disk space. You can use cheapest burstable instances, which allow you to handle sudden rises in demand and are ideal for scenarios that require high performance on an infrequent basis, such as lightweight web servers, testing environments, and low or mid-performance applications. When it comes to licensing, Plesk is available in 3 editions on the Alibaba Cloud. First is WebHost, which is packaged with top-level commercial license with unlimited domains and full WordPress toolkit. This edition is ideal for large web projects with multiple contributors, such as digital agencies. There's also WebAdmin Special Edition, which is a free edition with 3 domains and basic WordPress toolkit, suitable for individual use and product evaluation purposes. We also have Bring Your Own License images, which do not include any license at all. You can buy a license from Plesk directly or through a trusted reseller and then install it on the server. All images are pre-configured with good security settings. Firewall is enabled, fail-to-ban intrusion detection system is operational, and mod security web application firewall is preloaded with the atomic rules. Well, I hope you have enough information to understand what Plesk is. Let me show you how to get started. Alright, here we are in the Alibaba Cloud console, and I'm going to go to the Products and select Elastic Compute Service. Let's go to Instances and click Create Instance. On the first step of the wizard, I'm going to select billing method pay-as-you-go, which doesn't require me to spend money upfront for a subscription and allows me to terminate my instance anytime I want. I'm going to select the Hong Kong region here, and in the instance type switch to entry level, which lists all the burstable instances I were talking about, and let's choose this one, which has 1 GB of RAM, which is the minimum requirement. Let me just increase font size a little bit so that you can see better. Down here in the image section, switch to the marketplace image and select from the market. Let's search for Plesk. And as you can see, there are 5 products available. 2 of them with a web host license, 2 of them without a license at all, and 1 with a WebAdmin Special Edition license, which allows 3 domains and is good for product evaluation and personal use. Let's choose this one. Down here I'm not going to change disk size. 40 gigabytes is more than enough for our purposes. Next, to the networking step. On the networking step, I need to configure a security group. Security group is like a firewall rules that are working on the side of Alibaba Cloud network. And for Plesk, we need to create a security group which would allow to pass all connections from the outside world to our Plesk instance without any impediment, without any blocks. So for that, I'm going to create a new security group. Over here, I'm going to create a security group, and I'm going to select template custom, which comes with no pre-configured rules. Let's call it Plesk demo, and switch its type to VPC, which is Virtual Private Cloud, and select our connection here. Click OK, and configure rules. I need to add just one rule, which would allow all connections in. So I need to switch protocol type to all. As you can see, port range is everything. Over here in authorization object, I need to specify a mask which would encompass all the IP addresses in the world, which is 0.0.0.0/0. By creating this rule, I'm not compromising any security, because, as I mentioned, Plesk comes with its own firewall, and this is enough security for Plesk. Let's click OK, and return back to the wizard and select our security group. Here it is on the top position, already pre-selected. Next, system configurations. Here I need to define how I'm going to log into the instance, and I can do this either with the SSH key pairs, or I can define a password for the root user. I'm not going to go with the password because it's less secure and pretty obvious, so I'm going to create a key pair and show you how you can use those security keys with the PuTTY SSH client on Windows. So let's click Create Key Pair. Okay, over here, let's call it Plesk Demo. And click OK. I need to save this PEM file, which contains private SSH key, on my workstation, and we'll get back to it later. Let's select it here. Oh, I need to update the list after I have created the security pair. Here it is. And let's give this instance descriptive name. And in the host field, I'm going to put just a fake host name for my server. That's enough configuration. We can start creating our instance. Creating an instance takes 1 to 5 minutes, but we are not going to waste this time, and I'm going to show you how you can convert an SSH key into the format that PuTTY can understand. To do this, I need to run a puttygen command. And in the conversions menu, import the key I have downloaded. Here it is, pleskdemo.pem. The key had loaded, and I need to save private key in format that PuTTY understands. Yes, I do not want to protect it with a password. Let's call it Plesk Demo as well. That's it. I can close puttygen, and over here, let me update the status. We can see that our instance is already running. It already has an internet address. So I'm going to copy it and open the connection, SSH connection using PuTTY. In the host name or IP address, I need to put root at and then IP address. The port is 22, protocol is SSH. In the SSH out section, over here I need to select the key I have just converted. It's in my downloads folder, pleskdemo.ppk. Now I'm ready to connect. Click open. This warning just means that I am connecting to this server for the first time, and I do want to do this. Alright, we are online. I'm going to just expand it a little bit, and you can see that we are greeted with a message that explains that Plesk is available on this URL. Plesk panel is available on port 8443, and it is protected by the SSL. Over here we have an instruction on how to configure a security group, which we have already done. Let's open the Plesk panel to see what's going on. This security warning appears because Plesk is initially protected by a self-signed SSL certificate. We can ignore this warning for now and create an exception, security exception in the web browser. And here we can see that Plesk is still being initialized in the background. What system is doing right now, it's installing components, installing updates, starting the security components such as fail to ban, mod security, and so on, configuring web servers, and doing all the job that needed to be done to set up Plesk properly. This process might take 3 to 5 minutes from the start of the server and should complete very shortly. And here we are. Plesk deployment is finished, and all it takes us is to reload the page, and we see the Plesk login page. How do we log in? Well, if we return to the SSH terminal, we can see that there is a special command, Plesk login. And this command produces the special URL with a one-time secret key, which allows us to log into Plesk. The final step in setting up Plesk server is to perform initial configuration, and all I need to do is specify my email address and generate a secure password for the admin user, which is administrator of Plesk, and confirm that I have read and accepted the end-user license agreement. Click Enter Plesk. Here we go, Plesk is ready for use. On the left side you can see the main menu. We are initially on the Websites and Domains tab, and there are also different menu items. Namely, one of the most important of them is Tools and Settings, which allows you to manage all of the server configuration from one screen. You can see that there's quite a lot of links, but if you cannot find something, you can always use the search bar. For example, if I want to increase session idle time, I can do this by searching idle and setting it, for example, for 60 minutes. There are also other sections in the menu, but we're not going to look at them right now. On the top left corner you can see that Plesk is working with the Web Admin Edition license, and editions is just the type of license. Switching from one edition to another doesn't require from you to reinstall Plesk or reinstall your server. Just go to Tools and Settings, License Management, which is down here, License Management, and install a new license. Also in the top menu you can see that you are logged in as admin, and over here you can log out or edit your profile. On Edit Profile page you can link your Plesk account to social network to enable social login into the Plesk. Let's go back to the Websites and Domains and create our first domain. Let it be example.com. I need to set a FTP username. It can be anything. Let's generate a password. Plesk always generates secure passwords by default. Over here I can also immediately protect this website with the Let's Encrypt free certificate, but since example.com domain does not belong to me, it's not going to work. There's also Git extension installed by default, and I can immediately clone either remote Git repository into my website's web space, or set up a local Git repository to which I can push my code. I will also leave this unchecked and click OK. Here we are, we have our first website created. And this one little warning just means that the example.com resolves to another IP address, which is an indication that it does not belong to me. Over here in the website control, you can see the quick start buttons and also all the controls that we can tinker with for this domain. For example, we can create additional FTP accounts, tune PHP settings or switch PHP version. We can look at web statistics, manage DNS settings here, tune web application firewall settings, create web users, look at log files, and so on. Let me just briefly show you how to install WordPress. Look at this. Click. WordPress Toolkit is taking care of all the deployment routine for you. Downloads latest release, unpacks it, creates database, and applies security. Here we are. Let's skip the plugin installation for now. And here we have additional controls appearing for our WordPress instance. We can log in, manage plugins, themes, perform clone and sync, but this is the subject for our next webinar. I'm not going to go into the details here right now. Instead, I'm going to go over here. This is Advisor, our other extension that comes prepackaged with every Plesk instance, and it helps you make your server more secure, performing better, and up to date. And it's doing this by assigning a rating to your server based on what kind of best practices you are already following. And as you can see, our server has quite a low rating. Let's take a look at how I can improve this rating. For example, I can switch to up-to-date PHP versions. I'm doing this right from the Advisor interface. I don't need to go anywhere else. I just need to select my domain and switch it to the latest PHP version. We are done and our rating improved. Let's take a look at what other best practices and advices are available here. On the Security tab, we can see that there are specific advices regarding configuration, as well as recommendation on which security-related extensions you might want to install. On the Performance section, right now we have only a single advice, enable HTTP2. Let's do this quickly. On the SEO tab, we have also information about the requirement that we need to install SSL certificate. And over here on Updates, we can turn on automatic updates for system components, because Plesk automatically updates itself, but system components are not updated by default, so we can just turn it on. And that is Plesk Advisor, which is a very useful tool in keeping your server secure, high-performing, and up-to-date. Finally, let's take a look at the integrated extension catalog in Plesk. It's available over here. Let's switch to it. You can see the catalog itself on the first tab. Over here we have highlights, most popular, new and recently updated. We can dig deeper, switching through those tabs, most popular, new and updated, and categories. As you can see, we have extensions split into neat categories, which you can explore here. Let's install some extensions. For example, we have a little bit of jokey extension called Get Your Pizza. And installing extensions is very simple. Just click install and it installs on your server. And let's install another extension, for example, something like SEO Toolkit. Here we are, SEO Toolkit. SEO Toolkit is an extension that has a free edition, but also has a premium features which are available if you buy additional licenses. I can click install here and it will be installed. Basic features of this extension will be available to me, and if I want more, I can click the buy button here to get those additional features. On the My Extensions page, we can see all the extensions that are installed on the server. For example, we have here Plesk Firewall. I can quickly access it here and see what kind of rules are created by Plesk. A little bit of glitch in the user interface here. Back to the My Extensions page. If I don't want to use some extension, let's say I don't want to use Docker, I can go into the Docker and either disable the extension or remove it completely. By the way, when I install extensions, they are completely integrated into the Plesk user interface. For example, I have installed two extensions, Get Your Pizza, it appears here, and this is just a sample extension for developers to look at and see how it works. And of course, SEO Toolkit appears here, showing its controls and so on. That's Plesk in action, at least the basis of it. Before I move on to your questions, let me just announce that the next webinar in our series will be dedicated to the WordPress Toolkit, our top extension that helps web professionals all around the world managing their WordPress websites, keeping them up to date and secure. You can see two links on your screen. First is to the Plesk landing page on the Alibaba Cloud website, which can get you started with Plesk. Also, you can download an ebook all about supercharging your web management with Plesk. The second link is to the Plesk University, our open learning platform. We have a lot of courses and several certification exams there. If you want to learn more, come visit us. The admission and education are free. So, what questions do you have?